Will Shinobi Life 2 return? This is a pretty topical question, and I believe this video can give you some insight as to how it may return and what would be different if it does. So before this video really begins and kicks off, I really want to pay attention to this. Afro Senju tweeted out, "Yo, Roblox, y'all seen this? Would be cool if you got in contact with the creators to help them fix this issue, since this is the first time this has happened with an anime game on your platform." Now this is big. Somebody as large as Afro Senju has, voiced his opinion, and the reason being, he has fans that actually play Shinobi Life 2, and he wants to help his fans in the community. He's not a bad person at all. I love that he did this. This is very nice of him. Now, with the topic of the video, if you just hover over the Carabros' Twitter accounts, they tweeted quite a bit about this, but it was more so giving insight as to what they're going to do to change things and how they're going to try their best to avoid the copyright policies that were struck. Now, they had to get in contact with a Video Stars program member in order to contact Roblox administration, and they actually did get their group restored. Now, if you look right here, this is the group. The group is still content deleted in terms of the name, but it still does have the 1 million members and all that jazz. Now, what this means is, even though they got the group back, it still doesn't mean that they have the game back. The game is not back. As you can see, we can't play it. There's currently 60 people playing. I'm assuming these people just never left the game or something. However, you can clearly tell that the Carabros are taking their steps towards changing up the game and trying to fix it. Now, if you look at their Twitter, this is Book's tweets about it, and he said that he already started on the revamp of the content in the game, which is great. As you can see, new symbols, new little bit of a new art style for things, which is nice. I really like how they're taking initiative and changing everything that they can. Now, another thing that I really want to pay attention to is this tweet right here. The game was still banned, and this is about a day or so ago. And they're going to be up all night working on removing the copyrighted content, which means any music that's copyrighted, they're going to be replaced with non-copyrighted music. Any names have been replaced with original ideas from Shinobi Origin. Shinobi Origin, if you've ever played it, had more of an original twist on the Naruto genre or the ninja genre on Roblox. And I personally enjoyed Shinobi Origin because of how original it was. So I'm happy that they're taking steps towards going back to a stage like this. And then we also have the maps being updated. Now, I mentioned this in my previous video. The maps, for the most part, were different from the series, but they did have their similarities, and it's pretty clear what they have to change. Things like the Hokage Mansion and stuff like that. That's an obvious change they have to make. This is pretty obvious, and I'm glad that they're making these steps and making these changes. Now, this is pretty cool too. The arena characters are going to be renamed and redesigned into the closed community high rank characters. This is really cool, and this solution I personally enjoy. People think, oh, if you're not going to add the characters from the series, just delete Arena. No. The closed community characters are awesome. From what I've seen, their abilities are cool, so why not keep it? I personally like that, so keep doing that. That's a great idea. Now, Block tweeted out this: "Thanks for the 500,000 likes in the game. The game underwent a huge change. Video on it tomorrow." And they uploaded a video, I believe yesterday, right when the event happened. And it was mainly them explaining the situation, what they know so far, and from what I can tell, they are taking the steps towards changing things up and fixing up the game, and I believe the game will come back. Now, let's talk about what I believe they have to do to make it come back. Now, just a fair warning, I'm not a lawyer. Everything I'm saying is just what I believe could be done to fix it, but this is not facts. I'm just going off of experience, what I think is correct. However, I could very well be incorrect, so if you know this better than I do, please correct me. Now, how can Shinobi Life 2 come back? In my opinion, the way for it to come back is to completely remove any association to Naruto. But that does not mean taking away the ninja aspect. That means removing characters, removing names of the characters from the game, removing symbols from the series, removing music, removing any meshes that simply resemble the series. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, you need to remove the companion NPCs that are named after the characters and look like the characters. Probably just change those to the closed community, high ranks and everything. You need to change up the maps like they're doing. You honestly need to remove certain things like abilities that were from the series, or maybe just rename them and redesign their visuals a little bit just to be safe, and then replace the music. But there also is one last thing. This one hurts the most to say because I know it's going to anger a lot of people, but in order to really successfully pull off avoiding copyright, in my opinion, you just have to ditch the tailed beast names. Not necessarily the fact that they have certain tails, but the fact that there's certain beasts and their names, like Kurama, the nine-tailed fox. If you're gonna have nine-tailed beasts or 10-tailed beasts, You can't have the 9th one be a fox. You can't have it be named Kurama. Change it up. Or just change the way it looks. It can be a fox. I don't know too much about this, but in my opinion, if you simply do something like this, that could really help you avoid any form of copyright, because in my opinion, the Jin system, not the Jin system, but more so the tailed beasts, are the closest thing to the series other than the companions and the music and the maps and all that stuff that they're changing up. The last thing that will be left that resembles the series entirely would be the tailed beasts, and I'm pretty sure that they're changing things up a little bit for that regard, but I'm not sure if they're going to remove the tailed beasts from the series and design their own. However, I recommend doing that. That is simply my opinion. It's not a fact that doing that would save them, but I think that could actually help in the long run for the game. Now, one point I wanted to bring up that I actually failed to mention while I was editing this video, I actually remembered this because I see a lot of comments on it on their Twitter. I see a lot of people saying, hey, why was Shinobi Life 2 deleted and not this game called Naruto Tycoon? The reason why I believe Shinobi Life 2 was deleted is what they said, of course. They received notification that it was going to be deleted and everything. That is why. That is totally why. But their game is more successful than that Naruto Tycoon game. Now you might be thinking, oh, if they're more successful, wouldn't Roblox try to protect them? Yes, Roblox did try to protect them, of course. However, if you really think about it, the ones that bring up the most money or make the most money for a platform are going to bring the most traction and news. And Shinobi Life 2 was actually becoming quite mainstream. As I said earlier, Afro Senju was talking about Shinobi Life 2. So, because of it becoming mainstream, I believe a game like Shinobi Life 2 would of course be targeted by such a thing. However, a game like Naruto Tycoon, not so much because of how small it is in comparison to Shinobi Life 2 at the time. Now, they could very well get taken down as well. The future for the anime community is looking very dim, and it's not going to look any better in the future. I'm not going to lie to you. I know what's coming. Pretty sure you all know what's coming. Don't fool yourself. We know what's going to happen. So we might as well start moving and doing exactly what the Kara Bros are doing and exactly what we did for Lumion Legacy, and just don't do that anymore. However, what I recommend doing, guys, is what I said earlier. Just don't resemble the series. If you want to make a game inspired by Mob Psycho or something like that, sure, go ahead and make a game inspired by Mob Psycho. See where that gets you. But don't rip the characters. Don't name everything after the series. Just make an Esper game. That's all you gotta do. Like, Esper Online was pretty decent at it. I think it did a good job at avoiding copyright for the most part. I'm not too sure if it had the characters or the music, but if it did, that's a bad thing, but you know what I mean. Really, my final point now is just addressing all the memes on Twitter and everything like that. I love the memes, they're funny. However, just keep in mind, some of these people that are actually hating on Shinobi Life 2 and the Kara Bros, I hope they keep the same energy once the game is hopefully back. I'm not too sure if it's going to be back, but I think there's a high chance it does return. But I hope they keep the same energy, because it's really not easy to experience this. And you being negative really just creates a rift in the anime community. Regardless of how much you dislike certain people or certain games, you shouldn't pray for their downfall entirely. Sure, in terms of competition, you can be like, oh, I'm just waiting for the game to die out so I can release my game. That's healthy. However, don't prey on someone's downfall and don't just sit in the shadows, and once they're down, you just start beating them up. That's just disrespectful, and I'm sure you wouldn't want that happening to you, and I wouldn't want that happening to me either. And that's why I'm not doing these memes online about the Kara Bros, because I actually respect what they've done for the community. We may not agree on a lot of points, but I still respect them as developers and as people. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say in this video, guys. It's currently like 4:40 in the morning. This video is probably coming out today or tomorrow. So I hope you all do enjoy this video, and if you did, do me a favor, leave a like on the video. I'd greatly appreciate it if you did. If you have an opinion, comment it down below. I'd love to read it. I'm currently going to be on a flight, so we'll see if I'll be able to read it anytime soon. I'll try to reply to some of them as soon as possible. But if you guys did enjoy this video, do me a favor, leave a like on the video. Also, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and also comment down below your opinion and everything like I said before. I would greatly like to hear what you have to say, because I have a lot of points that I brought up. And if you have points that you think could add to mine or refute mine, go ahead and comment it down below. This is purely my opinion. I am no lawyer. I don't know the law as much as other lawyers do, of course. So if you know better than I do, please correct me. I would appreciate it. Alright, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Take care, everybody.